Hey Canucks fans, the Nate Schmidt trade rumors are swirling again. Let's get into it. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, July the 2nd. Subscribe now for Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks for your great feedback to my chat with goaltending guru Kevin Woodley from yesterday. Make sure you check it out. It's an hour long, and he's so good. He's so insightful. And whether you're a goalie geek or a casual fan of the netminders, make sure that you check out the entire Zoom chat. I came out of it so much smarter. Not that that's hard to do, but you'll see what I mean. So thanks again for the great feedback that way. Let's talk about Nate Schmidt. Now, you guys know I generally don't like to do trade rumor videos, but if it's a big talking point among the Canucks fan base, then of course I should be doing it because it's probably top of mind for a lot of people. Now, we kind of put this to rest a little bit a month ago, or at least Jim Benning tried to, when he said, no, JT Miller's happy, Nate Schmidt's happy, them or their agents haven't asked for a trade, and that's fine. But then, over the past couple of days, the trade rumors have flared up again. Rumors that he is not happy with, Nate Schmidt was not happy here for this past season, and the Canucks are indeed looking to move him. So let's kind of break this down a little bit. We had heard this a little bit when the season ended for the Canucks in late May. Then Jim Benning tried to quell it a few weeks ago. But then David Pagnotta of the Fourth Period, they come out with a reputable source. They come out with their kind of summer trade list every season, and they list 30 players, and they talk about their situations, how likely it is that they're going to be traded, and any teams that they may be linked to. So Jack Eichel is at the top of that list, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson and others are at the top of that list. But near the bottom, at number 29 out of 30, is Nate Schmidt. And he says that in his commentary, this one paragraph commentary, that he wasn't happy with the season, that he's got a 10-team no trade list. So that means there's 10 teams that Nate Schmidt says you cannot trade me to. And generally, I don't want to speculate for sure, but generally, a lot of times Canadian teams are on those lists, teams that are far away from where your family is, or and a combination of both. Sometimes the Ottawas, the Buffaloes, the Carolinas, the Edmontons are on that list, but we don't know who's on Nate Schmidt's 10-team no trade list, but he has one. So when we got him last year, we got him. It was a steal. You guys remember we got him as free agency opened, and because the Vegas Knights were ready to sign Alex Pietrangelo from the St. Louis Blues to a massive, massive contract, they needed to unload money, and they traded Nate Schmidt to the Vancouver Canucks for only a third rounder in next year's draft, the 2022 entry draft. So at the time, it looked like a steal for the Vancouver Canucks, and it looked like a steal because we're getting a top 4 defenseman and for really a third-round draft pick. So not only, it was only one draft pick, one asset, but even a third rounder, so not even a guarantee that player would work out. Now, of course, the flip side was we knew we were taking on 5 of 6 years of Nate Schmidt's new contract, paying him $5.95 million a year. But it's funny, at the time, people didn't worry so much about the cap hit because you're saying, wow, we got a bona fide top 4 D-man that will be in our franchise for the next 5 years to come. And it was interesting because when we first traded for him, I remember I almost talked about it as an afterthought in one of my videos, because Nate Schmidt, to me, even though the Canucks had just played against the Vegas Golden Knights in the bubble, he didn't stand out to me a lot. And in fact, I think I called him a third pairing defenseman. I got corrected pretty quickly, thankfully. But then when I learned more about the deal, how we only gave up a third rounder and how Schmidt, had some really good seasons, including 3 back-to-back 30-point seasons with Vegas, then I was like, oh, this guy's good. I'm excited. And I couldn't wait. I wrote a song about him. I couldn't wait for him to take the ice. And then he had a lot of trouble adjusting to the Vancouver Canucks and the Vancouver Canucks personnel, coaching, and system. And January was a rough month for him. February was getting better. Then finally, I think Schmidt started to hit a stride in March, April, May. And he was being more assertive, more confident on the defensive end, and skating the puck out more, which is one of his strengths, is skating with the puck and a puck-moving defenseman. I had dreams of Hughes and Schmidt playing together, but then I realized that Travis Green wanted them separate because he wanted at least a puck-moving guy on each pairing sort of thing. they'd once in a while get paired if they needed a quick goal. Not that it worked or whatever. But Schmidt's play, it was tough. Again, maybe a tough adjustment. But and his stats showed he was a -7, a minus for the first time in his career. He only had 15 points in 54 games as opposed to 31 points in 59 last year. So he only played 59 games last year and he had 31 points. He played 54 games this year, only had 15. So half the production in almost the same amount of games. So we knew that offensively there seemed to be more to give for Nate Schmidt. So that's a tricky thing. When we first got him, I didn't know a lot about him. Then when I learned more about him, I got really excited for what he was going to be able to do with the Vancouver Canucks. And then he got off to a slow start. He got better as like the team got better as the season went on, but in the end it was too little, too late. And the other thing about Nate Schmidt too, you couldn't fault his effort level, but there were a couple times where maybe there's 3 or 4 times where the puck went off of him, where he was trying to make a play, trying to clear the puck, and it would go off his stick or his skate or whatever it may be. And that seemed to happen more with him than it did with other defensemen. But I'm certainly not going to blame him for those. Those are kind of fluky, and those are not because of a lack of effort. So what does that mean for us right now? Well, I would still love to see him stay. The $5.95 million doesn't look great, but it doesn't look great right now because he didn't have a good season last season. If he had another 30-point season or another 25-point season in 56 games, if he had a good season offensively, then I think we'd be saying no, that he's going to stay here for sure, and we should do everything we can to keep him happy. Now, when he got traded here, I remember he did a couple interviews saying that it was a very, very emotional trade from Vegas because it caught him off guard, and you know that makes sense, especially if you're not expecting it and you didn't ask for it. However, as he met the Vancouver Canucks media, as they did some mic'd up with him at practices, he became a very, very popular player right off the bat because of his engaging personality, his charisma, his charm, all of those things. And those things are still there. Those things don't change or go away, but I would love to see even more of that. I'd love to see even more of his personality, but of course, we're only going to see more of that if he becomes more confident on the ice and if he does better on the ice for the Vancouver Canucks. So all in all, I think where there's smoke, there is fire. So I'm not going to sit here and say no. There's no rumblings of trade rumors. I haven't heard them, but then I'm not an insider. If people are talking about it, then that means there's like a little bit of truth to them. If it's the same talk that was happening a month ago that Jim Benning tried to squash, that would make sense a lot. Maybe it hasn't really gone away. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. At the same time, if you trade him, then that leaves a massive hole on your D, especially if Nate Schmidt can play both sides, but if you consider him a right side defenseman, then if Hamonic doesn't come back, that only leaves you with Myers on the right side. So if you trade Nate Schmidt, you're going to either want to get a defenseman back, or you're going to have to go pick at least 1 or 2 up, on the free agent market. So it's not as simple as trade him, get rid of a $5.9 million contract. Now, I don't put him in the same category as the bad contracts as Eriksson, Roussel, Beagle, and Holtby, because I think not only all 4 of those guys that I just mentioned on their last year of their deal, so you kind of just want to ride them out if a buyout doesn't make sense. But I definitely think that because Nate Schmidt has 4 years left, we want to see him do well. We need to see him do well, and I think it's fine if the Canucks want to explore a deal that would improve the team, but I would be just as happy if Nate Schmidt stayed, if he was not traded, and then he plays better, the team plays better, and then we will see more bang for our buck, so to speak, more value on that contract. So, bottom line to me, I'll pay attention to these rumors for sure, pay attention to the story, but my preference is that he stays, and that because we need him in our top 4, and maybe last season was a one-off, and we can chalk it up to a new team, new city, new surroundings, and maybe the best of Nate Schmidt is still to come, and that would be a welcome sight to all Canucks fans. So Canucks fans, put a comment down below. Really a simple question. It's 2 questions actually. Do you want to see Nate Schmidt get traded? And do you think he will get traded? So I'll put those 2 questions in the comment box, and I'd love for you to answer them. We'd love to know your thoughts and your thoughts on Nate Schmidt overall as a Vancouver Canuck so far, and what you think his potential is. Yes, I want to give a shout out to my Hall of Fame members: Jens95, simalexander, Justin Credible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Jamie Sports Talk and More, and Shannon Hollingworth. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. you're listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. No live stream for a while for the regular subscribers, but I will be doing members only live stream because it's the first Sunday of the month. So this Sunday's live stream at 10 p.m. will be for members only. All right, leave a comment about Nate Schmidt. Stay safe. Oh, subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Become a member of this channel if you like to. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless. And go Canucks go.